What if the reason you can't relax has nothing to do with your schedule and everything to do with the fact that your body still doesn't feel safe? Have you ever noticed that even when life settles down, you don't? You finally get a quiet moment, the emails are answered, the kids are fine, work is under control. And yet you're still bracing for something to go wrong. If that's you, you're not broken. And you're definitely not alone. I'm Kathleen Flanagan, and I am an emotional freedom guide. I am also the author of the Dancing Souls trilogy and the host of the Journey of an Awakening Spirit. I help women who appear strong and successful on the outside reconnect with themselves on the inside so they can stop surviving and start living. Today we're talking about something most women never realize. Your body may still be carrying the weight of the old stress, the old fear, old survival patterns long after the danger has passed. And by the end of today's show, you'll understand why this happens and learn a simple practice that can help your body begin feeling safe again. Stay with me because the exercise at the end can change the way you move through your entire day. Hold on 1 second. Everything decided to change around on me again. I'm trying to fix it. There we go. Apologize. Getting used to this new system that I have. So maybe you've said things like, I should be happy. I don't know what's wrong with me. Life is good. Why am I still anxious? I hear this all the time. Women tell me I'm exhausted. I can't turn my brain off. I feel disconnected. I don't even know who I am anymore. And then they feel guilty for feeling that way. Because from the outside, everything looks fine. But here's what most people don't realize. Your body doesn't care what your resume says. Your nervous system doesn't care how successful you are. Your body only cares about one thing. Am I safe? And if your life has taught you that, you always have to be strong. You always have to perform. And you always have to take care of everyone else. Your body learns something. It learns that resting isn't safe. Slowing down isn't safe. Letting go isn't safe. So even when life improves, your body keeps preparing for the next storm. The danger may be gone, but your body never got the message. There was a time in my own life when I couldn't understand why I felt anxious all the time. I wasn't in crisis, nothing terrible was happening, yet my body felt like it was waiting for impact. And what I discovered changed everything. I wasn't reacting to the present. I was reacting to years of survival. And many of us learn to survive so well that we forgot how to feel safe. And I'm going to let that sink in for just a moment. What I want you to understand in this as well is I don't think I really understood to the depth of where I was at in my life and having the nervous system changes happen until after my father died. And it was just recently that I started to realize that my father, I was still grieving. And not that I feel like I'm grieving, but I think it's just the way the body is. Because when he first passed, I just remember the shoulders dropping. And I remember going, wow, I'm free to walk about the cabin. I'm not looking over my shoulders. And it was like, wow, this is really an interesting feeling. And I got used to it. I did go into an identity crisis. I did feel suicidal. I did not know who I was. Because, you know, when you're in a survival mode your whole life and you're always looking over your shoulder, when that threat leaves, all of a sudden you realize you have this identity that you have been carrying your whole life and didn't even know it. So that was the first thing. So yes, I did the crying, I did the anger, I did all the things that I was supposed to do in the grieving process. And I understood the bigger picture, and I got a lot of insight about the bigger picture and all of that, and that was fine and dandy. When the water heater broke is when I started to realize that I'm in a whole new level of nervous system reset. Because I was still on guard, I'm still protecting, and that detox that I took and did had a lot to do. I do not know what is going on with this today. Anyways, so the detox allowed me to see what had been coming up because I sat with it. I was with it. I was being with whatever it was. And I was exhausted in the month of May. I did not do anything. Sal was gone for the whole month, and I was like a boob on a log is what it felt like, because I was so physically, mentally, spiritually exhausted. I mean, everything that I could be tired about, I was. And I just took my time and just gave myself grace and just sat with where I was at. I didn't get angry. I didn't get pissy. I didn't think I was worthless. I didn't think anything. I just sat with where I was because I understood at that moment that there was a trauma in my body that I needed to release, and I needed to allow it the space to just come up and be gone. And I remember there were times when I was thinking, oh my God, where did you come from? And how long have you been here? And it was like little puffs of dark smoke to me, is how I looked at it, that just came up. They were just thought forms, and I just observed them. I didn't do anything else. I just observed what they were, where they came from, and why they were doing what they were doing. And I just let it go, because a lot of the things that were happening in that period of time was also like I was a little kid. The way I was like talking or feeling or thinking was so childlike. And I realized that whatever this trauma was inside of here was what was going on as a little kid. And I had to allow that little child to come up and be okay with that, because I was listening. I was hearing her. I was trying to do my best to nurture her and let her know that she is now safe. But see, we do this when we are in trauma, when we don't understand anything. It just becomes a cellular memory, and it sits in our bodies until something triggers it. And that water heater triggered so many things. It allowed the grief to come back up. It allowed another level, because I was on a call on Sunday and the woman said, you know, it's like the deeper we go, because healing is a journey. You're never going to be done with it. It's a journey, and you're going to keep going through. And so what I felt when she said this, and it made perfect sense, is like, because I knew I got to the layer of the onions. I know I've gotten to the center of the onion, but now I'm at a whole new level of the center of the onion. And she said it gets really juicy right there, and it's all real nice, and it's all compact, and it's like your tears come up, and all these things start happening when all this is happening. And I'm like, oh my God, that is so what I've been going through, is a whole new level of release. And in that process, I also started thinking, well, what if that's the only reason I'm here on the earth? Now, I know I'm here for other reasons, but it still came up. Of what if that's the main purpose, is to heal ourselves. Not do more, not be more, not be angry, not be all the things that we've been doing in our lives, but to actually just heal. And really, because this is a perfect opportunity to really take that into consideration. Because in this lifetime, I feel like aside from all the trauma that I had gotten, I've also spent my entire adult life trying to heal it. And I've gotten very far. I've moved a lot. I feel like there's a part of me that's in other lifetimes, because we do carry all of this until we do understand it. But we keep perpetuating what's happening to us until we stop and look at it. And if we don't stop and look at it, you're running. And you're going to stay in trauma, and you're going to stay in overload and overwhelm, and you're going to become a so-called victim of the world, even though you're not, you chose it. There's going to be a lot of things that always keep repeating themselves. And I remember the first time when I decided I was going to change that part, is I wanted to be happy. And that's all I wanted. I wanted to be a better person. And that was in 2008. I talk about this a lot. I didn't have any words of where I was at. I just wanted to be a better person. I wanted to be in alignment with myself, because the outside and the inside were so far apart, and I wanted them to come together. And so I did. But it took a lot to really own up to that. And when my father passed is when it went into a whole new level of a body, mind, spirit connection. It's bigger and broader than I ever thought. It's all good and it's all fine. But the one thing when I made that decision is when Sal showed up in my life. And that was really important, because I was always bringing my father into my life. Always. It didn't matter who the man was. He always had a different characteristic of my father. Now, Sal could be my father before he went crazy. I don't know. But there's nothing to me about him that reminds me of my father at all. And I wanted to be able to accept love and what it was like to receive love in a healthy way, and not in the way that I had always handled it. And so it was a lot of work just for me to allow that person in, and to allow myself to shut my mouth, shut my mind, and just be and observe. That was really a very difficult place, but I was so committed in wanting to be better that I was going to do whatever it took. And believe me, I have been pushed beyond my limit from all of this. And it's all okay. Because it's what I chose, it's what I designed, and I'm okay with it. Because I needed to take the time, I needed to understand, I needed to see this in such a different way. And so that's why I talk so much right now about the nervous system. I'm not a parrot. I'm not ChatGPT. I'm not sitting here going out there and saying, what's the latest buzzwords? These are real. The things that I teach comes from my personal learning. I've been there. I've done it. I'm still in it. That's the thing that a lot of people don't. They always well, back when. Well, no. I'm in it now. I'm still in it. I still struggle at times about where I'm at, what I'm doing, and how I'm feeling. And you know what? It's good. I mean, yesterday people asked, it's like, how are you doing? I was like, I'm surviving life. And it wasn't in a negative connotation. It was, I am surviving life. I'm not a victim. I don't feel like life is beating me up anymore. I'm learning to survive. And now I'm wanting to move into thriving. It's a progression. Healing is a progression. And we don't know how far we come until we look back and see where we were. And I'm helping a woman in a beta program of a course that she's put together. And I could have written this course if I wanted to, but oh my God, I would never want to. And what she's put together is absolutely amazing. And what got me the most, I think, about what she's done is she's lived it. That's apparent. She works her tools. That's very apparent. But it's what the world needs. And a lot of people don't realize that they need this. And she put this course together that just hits everything everywhere. And I'm blown away by like what honesty and what people are trying to do, because see, we're trying to evolve, we're trying to ascend. And that's not something you do up here. It's not how much money you make. It's an energetic thing. And that's where we're at. And that's the people that I'm associating with, is that we're in an energetic place. And as long as we're in an energetic place, that's when we start shifting. That's when money starts coming in. That's where the alignment comes, where things are drawn to us. And that's what I really want to focus in on, of why this is so important to start stopping and slowing down. So here's what happens when stress becomes normal. Your body starts believing that's how life works. The nervous system becomes conditioned to expect pressure, to expect problems, to expect disappointment. And peace starts feeling unfamiliar. And here's the strange part. Sometimes peace feels more uncomfortable than chaos, because chaos is what you've practiced. And this is why some women stay busy all the time. And this is why some women can't sit still. And this is why some women feel guilty when they rest. Nothing is wrong with them. Their nervous system is doing exactly what it learned to do. And the beautiful news is your nervous system can learn something new. You can teach your body that today is not yesterday. You can teach your body that you are no longer trapped in old experiences. And you can teach your body that it is safe to breathe. It is safe to soften. It is safe to receive support. So do you struggle with slowing down or asking for help? I'd love to know in today's message if this message is speaking directly to your heart. And feel free to download my free light activation guide. That'll be in the show notes, and it will be in the description. And it's a simple resource designed to help you reconnect with yourself and create more calm, clarity, and inner peace. So let's do something together. Right now, you don't need any special equipment. You don't need any experience. You just need a few minutes. One of the hardest parts of healing is doing it alone. And for years, I thought I had to figure everything out by myself. And maybe you do too. And maybe you've been carrying burdens nobody knows about. Maybe you've become so good at being strong that nobody realizes how tired you are. And that's why I created the I Am the Light Sanctuary, a place where women can stop pretending, stop performing, stop carrying everything alone. A place to reconnect with themselves, to heal, to grow, and to remember who they really are. If your heart is saying yes, I'd love to welcome you and join us inside the sanctuary. You don't have to walk this journey alone anymore. If today's message helped you understand yourself a little more deeply, then we've accomplished something important. Because awareness is where healing begins. Remember this, your body isn't fighting against you. It's trying to protect you. And now you can begin teaching it something new, that you are safe, that you are supported, and that you don't have to live in survival anymore. Next week, we're going to talk about something powerful, the hidden cost of being the strong one. And before you move on to the next thing, give yourself 5 minutes. 5 minutes to stop performing, 5 minutes to stop pushing, 5 minutes to come back to yourself. The Light Activation Guide was created for the woman who is tired of being strong all the time. And inside, you'll discover a simple daily practice that helps you feel calmer, more grounded, and more connected to yourself. So download your free guide below and take the first step towards feeling like yourself again. And if you enjoyed today's episode, please subscribe, share it with a friend, and leave a comment below. And then until next time, be gentle with yourself. Your healing matters, and so do you.